Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Latonian Dunson, full government, Latonian Jazmine Dunson, human woman. I did get some sleep, but I can tell that I'm still a little bit in need of more sleep. But I had to pray, so I woke up to pray. And my last video, I got cut off, but I was just talking about how I returned to pray. And I was just talking about my little halt from fasting before the 5 days that I wasn't fasting because having my menstrual period. But now that I'm back, okay, my schedule for today is to get some rest as much as I can. But I did want to discuss a little bit more about what I was talking about before I got cut off. But yeah, I don't know about any other woman but me. When I was fasting prior to the start of my menstrual period, it started on March 4th. So before March 4th, I was having symptoms like false starts, like a lot of false starts. I was thinking it was going to come in February. And then probably near the middle of February, going into the end, it didn't come, but I kept feeling like it was going to. And also, Ramadan started the 18th of February. So I was thinking that, at least at the beginning of Ramadan, that's when I was going to start my menstrual period. But no, it was in the middle. So I had some challenges trying to figure out when Mother Flo or Auntie Flo was going to come. But she finally did. So what I want to discuss with that is that, if you're menstruating, you can't fast. You can't pray. You can't fast. So you have to stop those things. And you have to eat, And I wouldn't say to anybody eat in private. If you're having a menstrual period, it's something that you have to not fast for. There's no shame for letting people know that, you're not fasting because you're not required to fast during that time. And then eat. Eat. That's what I did. I'm why would I, try to hide that I'm not fasting if I'm not allowed to fast. But, yeah. So today's my first day back, and I'm still a little sleepy, still a little tired, but we're getting there. I'm supposed to be working on these translations, the 99 names of Allah. I was doing it, going back and forth between English, Spanish, and Arabic. And in Lenape, Wanami, Muncie, and Nanticoke. That's what I was doing before my menstrual period came on March 4th. So I guess that's an activity I can go back to today. But yeah, this book comes in handy. This is 4 years worth of documentation. This is what this book was for. I got this off of Amazon. Before I used apps, what's that one period app I had? Flow. I used to write down and track my menstrual periods. That's what I was taught to do. a long time ago. And then the convenience of the Flow app was just basically like, if you have a menstrual period, that kind of can predict when it should come. Of course, me being me, it's just a prediction. It's not going to come exactly then, but that's the only like kind of benefit you can get from those apps. Trying to figure out when you may ovulate and when you may have a menstrual period. But if you do the method that I do, you can still do the same thing. You just have to calculate some mathematical. Okay? So that's why I do this, because I can, keep track. If I slack off, I can still go back and just count the first day of, basically the last day of my first menstrual period. No, not the last day. Anyway, English jumbled. The first day of my last menstrual period. That's what I'm trying to say in English. And then go back in time and calculate, all the other periods I had. Then I can kind of predict what a future period may look like, when it may come, or when I may ovulate. No, it's not set in stone, because my body likes to do what she likes to do. But yeah, sometimes I can feel when she's coming on. Just got so many different symptoms. That's why it's just good to document what's going on with me. So that's why I have this. So I kind of did away with the apps. I don't have Flow period tracker anymore. I just use this. I got this off of Amazon, so I can manually track my period. And not me, so I know if something's weird or something strange going on. Or, like I said, I was having a lot of false starts in February, thinking I was gonna have a menstrual period in February, but it happened in March, like the very beginning of March, which is fine. My doctor was just saying, I have to make sure that I have a menstrual period, consecutively every month. However, my body's gonna do what she's gonna do. And they were just saying, it would be a concern if I didn't get a menstrual period for 3 months, which has not happened. So we're not in that concern range. And I'm very happy, because I do believe through the combination of fasting, and taking the motherwort and all that other stuff, drinking green teas, has helped me to shorten the cycles so that I can get to a regulated cycle. Because that's the goal. Getting a regulated cycle. And that's why I was on Google a lot, trying to figure out what type of PCOS I had exactly, because I don't have diabetes. I don't have insulin resistance. I don't have a lot of the stuff that was kind of being said that could cause women to have PCOS, or to grow excess facial hair and all that stuff, or to have out of whack hormones, like higher levels of testosterone that we're not supposed to have. We're supposed to have balanced levels of our estrogen, okay, and testosterone. And I'm just like, well, if I'm not having any of these issues, well, what could it be? Then I thought about what I was researching a long time ago about the adrenal glands. And then I was like, let me go back to that. And then it was there. So a lot of the things that it was describing could happen to a woman if her adrenal glands are in overdrive, like overworked, fatigued, and all that stuff. And I was like, so we can develop excess facial hair, and problems with our ovaries if our adrenal glands are causing us issues. they're malfunctioning. So what could happen to the adrenal glands? Because that's what's producing our hormones. I'm like, let me go to the source. So that's why I went to the source. So I gotta heal my adrenal gland issues. Then everything else with my ovaries will fall in line. So I went all the way there. Because I thought about it in my past. I was doing research prior because I was trying to figure that out. And also I was exercising and I was going to the gym. So at that time, that's when I was doing the research. And then I just picked it up again. So the adrenal glands and stress response, that we call fight, flight, or fright type of response. So basically, the stuff that I've been researching is what I need to do. Laugh more. I've been practicing laughing and smiling with myself. And because I'm just like, even if I'm not around anybody who I enjoy or I'm not in a situation that I enjoy or anything, like I should still have inner joy, still should practice laughing when I'm with me or smiling when I'm with me alone. So that's what I've been doing. Every now and again, I may go back to that laughter yoga. I don't know where that R came from. That laughter yoga practice stuff. That does help because after like listening to the lady talking about that ho ho ha 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 very good yay thing, I do feel a little bit more perked up, a little bit more hyped up. And of course, just having a good mental diet. That's why I think this Ramadan is very beneficial for me because, just being more aware of what I'm hearing, seeing, thinking, all my senses, are supposed to be fasting. So, and then, the things that are beyond my control, just say astaghfirullah, and I seek refuge with God away from that. And then, that's pretty much how I've been trying to heal these adrenal glands and getting sleep, resting when I'm supposed to rest, or taking a rest, not doing anything that's going to overexert myself, saying no when I need to say no for anything, because I realized that stress, it doesn't just mess with hormones, but if you're like me and stress has been a factor that messed up anything with your adrenal glands, like your body's gonna let you know that it's not happy with you. I'm talking about like puffy face, and they showed an image of a woman, like how her body looks if she's having adrenal gland issues, and it was like that's how you can tell that a woman's having adrenal gland issues because the deposits of fat on her body would make her look like she has a buffalo hump, or like her stomach, just the way, like I was like, I was just looking at the picture, I was like, okay. And then I realized that, like before, just a little bit before my menstrual period came, I had lost weight around my waist, but I still was like a little bit heavier in my bust area, and then like a little bit like my lower back. So I was like, okay, but around my waist, I was losing the weight. And then after I had my menstrual period, yesterday was my last day, I realized I lost a little bit more weight on my stomach. So I was like, okay, so the weight I was carrying was water weight. the blood from a menstrual period that needed to be expelled from my body, and just some of the the fat that needed to be burned off. And then I was doing some other research about fasting and how your body goes through a natural burning process, starts to burn fat, and then it can cause you to have like a lot of moisture issues. So yeah, I had to deal with that too, which can be very difficult because you can't drink water when you're fasting. You can't drink water. You can't eat. Can't sin. So I'm like, if I'm burning all this fat, I'm like, okay. So that's why I had to buy those panty liner things, because nobody want to be in a wet atmosphere. And then along with going to go for tangent, but along with the 99 names, I've been doing these. But I gotta be kind of careful what you buy off of Amazon, because not everybody who has these has the religion of Islam. But we're not supposed to be cussing and all that stuff, and it says profanity on these cards. Not all of them, but had I known that, I wouldn't have bought it. But I purchased it. So whenever I see those cards, I just kind of like cross them out. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. My update. I guess today, get some sleep, more sleep, and then work on the 99 names of Allah, 99 names of God, and all the languages that I know. I'm supposed to still be going back into my Finnish and then my Portuguese from Spanish, because I don't have the material in English, so I'm learning it from Spanish, which is fine because my Spanish comprehension and reading skills are a lot stronger than my intermedio Spanish speaking skills. So, which there's a reason for that. I don't speak Spanish all the time. So of course I'm going to be intermediate, but that's the resource I have. So, which is helpful. And then I have some other languages I was supposed to be picking up, but the exhaustion that I've had this Ramadan and during the menstrual period, kind of took away some of those opportunities. But I forgive myself. It's my body. I have to listen to her. She says rest, I gotta rest. So that's that. Just gotta do my languages. Gotta make sure I speak more Spanish, because I can speak. It's just sometimes, because I don't speak it as much as I speak English. I just need to, to speak and improve my grammar, like I always have to do in English. I've been speaking English all my life, and my grammar's still a mess. But anyway, 9 rows of a comma. Do I follow that? Not all the time. I try to. Too many rules, but yes. So, yes, try to speak a little bit more. All the languages that I know. Just really gotta activate it. That's why I got my my Islamic apps in Spanish and in English, because those are the 2 main languages that I grew up on: school, high school, college, in the streets, life, all that. So that helps with activation. And then, of course, I have my apps in Arabic as well, because when your religion is Islam, eventually you're going to need to know Arabic and read and speak Arabic. So that's that's another language that I do daily. So I should just say really it's just English, Spanish, and Arabic that are daily languages um, for reading comprehension and all that stuff, especially on my Islamic apps. Then there was that other language I was supposed to tackle because I kind of haven't touched it in some time. It's Korean. Um, I still have my notes and all that stuff, but I'm the type of person where like I have to live in the language. I have to do something with the language. Otherwise, I'm probably not gonna like really do anything with it. But yeah. So speaking of one of the languages that I'm doing that with is Yoruba. I've been wanting to speak Yoruba for a long time. No plans to go to Nigeria, but a train's coming. But if I do meet somebody from Nigeria and they speak that language, then that's a conversation starter. So that's why it's important that I should try to learn Yoruba. I got all that language material for the language, and I haven't picked it up yet. So I'm not gonna be down on myself. But there's a lot of languages I just need to tackle. Just need to tackle. Okay, but it's obvious I give a lot of attention to Arabic, English, Spanish, and Lenape, and the three different dialects. Nantico, Wanami, and Munsi. Those languages tend to get more of my attention than any other ones. But if I really want to dedicate my life to speaking 12 languages and more, I gotta live in those languages. I gotta figure out a way to incorporate them. Even the Polish. But yeah, I'm not lazy. I'm just, I'm tired. So it's different. It's just different. So yeah. And even my baby's language, Finnish. Oh my gosh. So when I wasn't fasting, I got to listen to my baby sing in his language, sing in Finnish. And then I was just saying to myself, you know what? I need to pick my Finnish up a lot faster and better. Because he has a lot of material out there in his language. And it's so few in between because a lot of his music career, he sings in English. So it's like a gem. It's like something so precious when I hear Ville Valo sing and Finnish. It's like his voice is just so angelic in Finnish. It's good in English, but in Finnish, when he's singing in Finnish, it's just up an octave. Yeah. So yes, Ville Hermanni Valo, just up an octave in Finnish. So the more I practice Finnish, the closer I'll feel to my baby. Don't mind me. I've been in love with that guy since I was like 15 years old. We would never have a chance to be together ever. But in my dreams, forever and ever. Yes. Anyway, see, that's why I need a husband, because if I get my husband, I could probably be a little bit more not as obsessed with Ville Valo. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe after Ramadan, God will bless me with all the things that I deserve for being a good girl this Ramadan. Because as much as I love Ville Valo, I did cut it off this morning before the sun rose in the sky, before it was time to initiate the fasting. Got rid of everything. But yeah, when fasting is over, I have 15 days because, I have to make up the time where I was on my menstrual period. But yeah. I can't wait to hear his voice again, see his beautiful face. I can't wait. I mean, I can, but, it's just an expression. I can't wait. And yeah, I'm excited to understand some of his music that he sings in Finnish, his poetry and all that stuff. Gradually, because I do immersion style, there's just times that I do just naturally understand what he's saying. But with the Finnish language, they have a uniqueness to it, to where they have a written language and a spoken language, and their written reading language is completely different than their colloquial spoken language. Like different words, like just different. So if you learn Finnish and then you think you're going to speak Finnish from reading Finnish, no, because it's two different like vocabularies and all different types of stuff. So you gotta learn how to read, comprehend, learn the written language, and then the spoken language, because they're two different things, very different. So that's something I need to get on. And then I need to finish that I Am Wednesday translations as well. I had that in my mind too. Finish the I Am Wednesday, because I was working on that for